And then the architect quite logically made a chance from the fact that the roof collapsed. It's like, let's raise the roof. So by raising the roof, you do feel a bit more free in the sense of quite often both be quite big and low. But it does pose a problem because we are using the heat exchange elements. I didn't talk about this. The heating is basically air unit. You know about this that they can heat quite efficiently, close to what we actually heat with gas. But they do heat air, which goes up. So the combination of this system and a higher ceiling is not optimal.
So how much is the area of this boat, like the square meter? Like approximately?
I think this will be one of our biggest, going to like 80 with the back here.
80 meters?
Because we actually had this kitchen and it wasn't used a lot, so a couple of years ago we placed a few smaller heat exchangers.
It's like a small apartment. You have a kitchen, you have a living room, you have some kind of bedroom. All of it is in one boat for one artist. Like the artist can come in.
No, but this has always been a collectivity of different companies.
Different companies.
Dr. Monk was here for a long time. We have, I don't even know, these people are from a new company and so.
So the company rents it, or the artist can come in and like just take one over for like a month or two or something like that? How does it work, the system?
Well, you can always try, but we are, let's go outside because there's people working. And,
so how does it work? Like this boat is, you say it is some kind of artistic hub. Like artists can come over.
Yeah, so of course we have a board that checks if we don't rent out to just about anybody.
Yeah.
But we have, I'm like the main lease on my boat.
Yeah.
Like there's another guy who's the main lease, so he'll be
looking
at space
artists.
and he's like, hey, I need my money back because he is paying 600 or 700 euros a month for this.
Okay.
And then he'll find somebody to fill this space.
600 euros a day, you say?
A month.
A month, okay. So like when people take over, they have to also pay like something.
Well, you could
for the
imagine if you take
Right.
like one
Yeah.
desk and you would
This
pay
is a perfect
150.
place for an artist. Like I would love to come in and like work
That's
as
the
an
thing.
artist.
I can rent my
Yeah.
if I don't use it for a month.
Yeah.
And you would just be here for. I could rent it
Yeah.
to you for like 150 or something.
Exactly.
Let's do a quick. See a dog? Nee, ik kom net helemaal van dat. Wat voor kleur heeft hij?
Bruin.
Nou, we hebben een heleboel park hier omheen lopen. Dus als ik iets hoor.
Guys, this way, this way.
Around here?
Ja.
Ik zag hem hier onder.
Yeah, the food gets still slippery. Okay. And we get ice. Okay. And this boat was rented out to older people, like a cultural group.
Okay.
So I'm actually not sure.
This is so
I don't
cool.
think there's somebody in here. Well, you can look inside a little bit. It's also like opened up.
Yeah.
It was organized to be a gallery.
It's like a
but
gallery.
During
Perfect.
the corona, it was offered to this community that offers activities to elder
Wow.
asylum seekers.
Wow. So nice.
This boat actually got a lot of musicians on it because it's also a strong steel boat. It's like it's all sound.
Yeah.
There's always some jazz bands playing there, so it's nice.
Ah, okay.
A little bit jazz on the water.
Jazz band. So many artists in here.
See this one.
Yes, the boat has been cut into two, and then actually they have cut this boat into two.
So nice, as if like they've designed every single part.
Yeah, we're running out of time a bit, but I'll tell you quickly about the metabolic lab.
Hello.
So here we had the start of the curve where we had all these green ambitions, but of course we weren't experts. We found originally a TED talk by Eva Gladek, and Eva is a co-founder of Metabolic Lab. So we asked her to come over and have a look at our project and give us some advice on our different systematics, and she kind of fell in love with the project a little bit, and she became like a full-fledged partner because they became one of our commercial applicants, creating this big metabolic clean tech playground. So this is the concept that they dropped on the Ceuvel. So they say, okay, it's a playground still. We try to do it as a maximum with the minimal budgets, but next to the 500,000 we invested, also Metabolic got a lot of funding. I think European budgets or just general sustainability fundings to develop our different systems. So So this is kind of their schematic that they put together there, and they're much more in a professional realm nowadays. When we built this together, they had a lot of interns that got their hands dirty, and we were actually building the systematics together. And actually from this project that made them realize, maybe that's not the force of our company. We want to make maximum change, and they want to do it much more in a legislative sphere. So they actually became much more involved in making reports and ambition for what kind of systems in different apartment buildings can you actually start changing on the short term with good effects. So they actually produced a nice report on the whole of this area together with Steven Delva and Space and Matter, who are the main architects involved. Anyway, you can have a picture
So
of that.
the water from the sewage comes in and then it gets purified and then goes back to the agriculture
Yeah, so the
thing?
aquaphonic system is quite known. If you do a little YouTube, you'll find a lot of info
Agrophonic.
about it. Yeah, because it's basically the plants are in the water where the fish are living in. So the fish are in cleaner water because the plants clean the water, and then the fish give their nutrients to the water that comes back to the plants. So it's like a really good cycle that brings extra possibilities.
So you have
Specifically-
fishes also up there? Aquarium up there?
Yeah, it's up there. We can have a quick look. I'm not sure if there's somebody there. Oh, the door is open. We can have a quick look. And
Wow.
sometimes you hear the pump is going because it's not going permanently, and then the water gets pumped around. Of course, at a certain moment the fish get a bit too big. We are in a sort of semi-vegan area. Sometimes the restaurant had some goose from Schiphol that they would offer because they had to get shot because they're a danger to the planes. But that's off again. But yeah, if the fish get too big, they have to get new fish because they don't fit in the tank. And then there's a barbecue that nobody talks about because do a quick little fishy, take some omega in content for all the vegans. So that's part of that cycle.
I see.
So you can never get everybody. But it's good that the plants get extra chances, and it's mostly herbs that are also used here in the kitchen of the cafe, which is their ambition, of course, is to produce as local as possible, because producing local means you don't have so much traffic and you get less carbon.
So this kind of idea you have brought it from someone who just invented some kind of something like that. How does it work?
This was created by this company to just create this center, the experience center, and to have here the urban biorefinery is the lab that they were just starting these kind of beta testing experiments, and not all of the experiments were actually successful. Some of them were like just successful but not functional, so that they stopped it. So they used the urine from the cafe, from people taking the piss. They came here and we could get the struvite, which is the nutrient from the pee. But yeah, somebody had to work with pee, and you get like a little milk carb of like something you would buy typically in a truckload.
So this,
Farmer,
this is like a lab area,
it
like
doesn't
testing.
represent value.
And
You know, that milk carton of struvite would be like, in comparison to the truck, it would be worth 5 cents. So we did stop that experiment, but not too long ago I saw the guy just giving it a remodeling, because the people that originally funded the project wanted to see the end result, and they never really made a good final report. So now they were actually revamping the struvite reactor. So in here we actually see a couple of these systems. Oh well, that's locked now. So the fish are in there, but it's best not to disturb them.
Oh, it's closed. You cannot disturb the fish.
Yeah, but we don't want to disturb the fish. It's not that dangerous. You see a little lab, you see some bottles.
they're sleeping. Sorry.
So there's, I think Andre is just in the cafe. So he's now built actually a couple of different hydro setups. Because originally they built something that started falling apart again. And he's just experimenting with the ways to make the plant start. And now he did bring in lots of ground for produce mainly for the cafe. But these are all the hydroculture that's connected to the fish.
Oh.
So at a certain moment, these will all go into these lava. What do you call them?
And there is also sand
Clay.
inside, or is it just hydroponic?
No, that's just hydroponic.
Hydroponic.
And
Wow.
when the plants are actually going bigger,
Okay.
and he doesn't want you touching the plants,
Yes,
especially not with your fingertips, because apparently there's like harmful amino acids in there.
Yes.
And you kill the plant. Anyway, people are sometimes like, "Oh, nice little plant."
Yes.
He doesn't like it. So yeah, for bigger produce, he's now transforming it or bringing it into actual traditional ground. But yeah, you can see Andre is always coming up with a new system and metabolic. He's working part-time for metabolic to run this place. And when it was built, they actually built it, funny enough, without any permits. We got a permit to build the Ceuvel, but we didn't get a permit to build a steel structure on top of another boat. So when the municipality came to check, they really started to get really anxious and what is going on here? And then I was asked to have a look, and I actually found the original drawings, made a constructor do calculations, and you see that cross at the last portal, the rusty crosses, that we need, that's called a wind context, because that prevents the movement. And then I called the welder, put that in, and then we got the permit, and it was okay.
So the water comes from the fish pool, comes in here,
Yeah, now
goes
it's
through
pumping.
it,
Yeah,
through it, and then where does it go? It comes
back
back.
to the fish. Yeah.
Wow.
That's the system. Yeah, so
So she's asking that why does it smell like urine?
Urine?
Like, yeah.
Like pee?
Yes.
It can be like a particular mix of herbs at the moment. There's no urine in this circular water. I do understand a little bit what you're meaning, but it can be just a kind of mix of these, because there's lots of herbs in here now that are also for the
But
kitchen of the cafe.
this is the water from the aquarium,
Yeah.
It's called hydroponic system.
hydroponic.
Hydroponic,
Well,
it
because for
means
the
you
plants, the
cultivate the
nutrients for
plant
the
using
fish are
water.
very
There is
good
no soil in
source.
it.
Okay.
It's
So
only water.
For the plants to have that nutrient-rich water just gives them. But like I said, you have a lot of examples on YouTube of mainly sort of desert or African setups where it's difficult to actually produce any kind of vegetable to eat on. And by introducing the aquaponic setup, you will see like an incredible increase in that vegetable production, because suddenly they're like
Boosting
full
up.
of this fish nutrients.
But
Probably
they,
got all the
they
omegas
can't
and-
ban because of nutrients from the aquarium.
From the
It's
fish.
just fine for them.
I
No,
you'd
he,
have to
they
ask
add.
Andre if he adds.
They
he's
add
feeding
new
the fish.
nutritions.
Okay.
The fish don't just eat plant